Remember when I said the other day that a big storm was coming? Check this out. I don't know if you can make it out, but it is starting to snow. And yeah, what was just grass yesterday, it's getting all covered in snow. It is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. But at least we've got a fire to keep us warm. Tonight there's a conjunction going on between Jupiter and Saturn. I'm pretty nerdy, so I like this kind of stuff. But this is what the sky looks like in Calgary tonight. So there is no way. There's a little blizzard blowing in. So the only way I could even come close to seeing it is this live feed. Dinner tonight, it's pretty simple. Tuna melt sandwiches and clam chowder. And that's Campbell's. Chunky style. Boy, buddy. Ugh. Ho, ho, ho. Well, here's an update on the snow. Wow. Whoa, whoa. Buddy, let's go. Oh, buddy. You didn't get very far. Sherman went out and shoveled a little pathway for Buddy so he can have a pee. He's being a good boy. But holy moly. And it's still snowing. The city is a big mess right now with all this snow. Charmaine's been busy. She made some butter tarts. That is a butter tart. What is a butter tart? Best way to describe it would be similar to a pecan pie with no pecans and raisins, but a little sweeter. Sweeter than pecan pie? No, it's a little different. It's as sweet as pecan pie, I guess you could say. I don't think it's sweeter. I don't know how it could be. Delicious. It's a Canadian thing. This is snow from one day. You may notice it's dark again. That's because, I don't know, we get about 15 minutes of daylight. I'm kidding, but seeing I work during all the daylight hours, by the time I'm done, it's nighttime again. It's actually dark at about 5. So for dinner tonight, we're having a fantastic sandwich. We're having a Reuben, Canadian rye bread, another Canadian company, well, not company, but famous place in Montreal called Schwartz's. Fantastic place. I've never been. It is famous. And at home, or à la maison. I've warmed up 4 of these little packets. I don't know, it's probably about 6 or 8 ounces each one. And just warm them up. You can do it a couple ways. You can throw it in boiling water, sort of the traditional way, but I just put them in the microwave for a couple minutes. That's all we needed. Grated a whole bunch of Swiss cheese. We've got some butter that's pretty much melted. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to brush all over the bread. Got some sauerkraut, Russian dressing. Oh yeah, Tums. So that's why I halfway melt this butter. So it's not liquid, but close. And it just spreads so nice. So I'm just buttering what's going to be the outside of all these slices of rye bread. Just enough. So you can make this. It's not that hard, but some days it's just I just buy in a bottle of Kraft. I'm just going to put it in this bowl, add the butter, who cares. So now I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but I am just going to coat the inside of all the bread with Russian dressing. Oh, a little bit more. So close. That is for the French fries that are in the oven. They just got back up to temperature after I gave them a stir a couple minutes ago. Still haven't got our new oven, by the way. Alright. We're getting there. Use 2 pans, 2 sandwiches in each pan, and then there's 3 of us, but we'll each have a little extra. So these are my prepared bread. It's the rye. Here's the cheese. There's the meat. So now I'm going to start assembling them, and then I'll get them onto the pan. Here's the first one. So open it up. Layer of cheese. Get our sauerkraut. Don't want to go crazy with the sauerkraut, but you gotta have it. More cheese, and the top, and then onto the pan. Oh yeah, I really wish you could smell how good this is. The worst thing is to do this too quickly on too high of a heat. You want it nice and slow. You want it to be golden, crispy, crunchy deliciousness. Buttery. Don't forget buttery. This stuff is a little bit left over. It's so good. So good. We've been to the Carnegie Deli in Las Vegas, mind you, not in New York. It was very good. This stuff's better. Okay, let's see if I can flip this one-handed while filming. Oh, so close. I'll be back. Disaster averted. They're looking very, very good. I feel like Tom Hanks here. Castaway. Ah! Ah! Come on, you. I may need to... Ah! Well, here we are. They're basically done. Got a little extra cheese, so I just sprinkled it on top. That looks pretty darn good to me. Here you go, hon. Enjoying your water?
Thank you.
Another little Canadian thing. This is a twist, I'd have to say. White vinegar on French fries. These are peppers that I've made. Like peppers. I made them. I grew them. And I think that's great. Oh, my French fries. Sandwich. So good. It's to heaven.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
How's it going? It's Christmas Eve. And like always, doing a bunch of cooking. And today I'm making a couple things. And the first one is a chili recipe. And it's a little bit different. This is actually Walt Disney's chili recipe. Basically, here's the story. I found it on the Disney Family website. It comes from the archives from San Francisco. And this is a recipe that is actually used at Carnation Café. And it's based on the Walt's favorite chili. This was made for Walt Disney. So this recipe calls for stew meat or stew beef. That's what I've got going in here. I'm just browning. And ground beef. Over here in my crock pot, I've got 2 pounds of beans that I had soaked overnight. 1 pound of pinto beans, 1 pound of kidney beans. I've modified that a little bit because I decided I was going to double the recipe, and I didn't have 2 pounds of pinto beans. The original recipe calls for just pinto beans. I'm using pinto and kidney beans. And I'm using from dry, and I've soaked them overnight before I put them into the crock pot with 2 onions. So I'm not going to cook them all the way through. Just kind of getting them a little bit browned, and then I'm putting them into the crock pot. And now that the hamburger is all browned up, it goes into the slow cooker as well. And this is for something else. I'll show you in a little while. Give that a bit of a stir. Next thing, about 28 ounces of canned tomatoes. These are diced. That's what the recipe calls for. Let's give that a little bit of a stir. This pot is getting full. So I've chopped up another half of an onion, about 5 stalks of celery, 8 cloves of garlic, and this little pile of jalapeno peppers I'm about to chop. And I'm going to saute them all and then put them into the crock pot. The jalapenos are a substitution I'm putting in. Number 1, I like them. Number 2, it called for a green pepper. I didn't have one. I forgot to buy one. So putting in jalapenos instead. So this isn't exactly Walt's. It's inspired by it. But I think it's going to come pretty darn close to what you can get at Carnation Café. Now that these are sauteed, they go into the slow cooker. I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons of more of this beef stock. Better than bouillon. See how thick it is? Very, very thick. Quite concentrated. I'm going to put in 1 whole can of tomato paste. This is a double batch, remember. And here's my little trick. I open up both ends and then just shake it out. Usually works. But you have to have a little bit of patience. Here it goes. Here it goes. And what do you know? It's starting to smell very, very good. Spices. Yeah, time for the spices. Family.disney.com under recipes, and this is Walt's chili. 1/4 teaspoon of coriander. 1 turmeric, all 1/4 teaspoon. Chili seeds. cloves. Kind of a strange ingredient, but I'm going for it. Smells great. And ginger. Okay, those are the interesting ones. Oh, and cinnamon. So we're going to go for some cumin. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of cumin. There's 1. 2. Cayenne pepper. So that's 1/4. 1/2. 3/4. There we go. Thyme. We're just making sure that I have everything. So it doesn't call for chili powder. Oh, onion powder. And that is the spice blend. So it's going in. There we go. All that spice. And we stir. And that is that for now. So the chili is going. Just going to sit there in the slow cooker and cook for hours. And now the next thing is going to be a slow all day kind of cook are some beautiful back ribs. I'm going to make a McRib. It's Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle. The McRib is back, but only here in my house. The ribs have been defrosted. They're still actually a little bit frozen, and I think that's going to help me for this next step. This is critical. Do not skip this step. It's a pain in the butt, but don't skip it. You gotta remove the silver skin. This stuff is horrible, and no matter how long you cook your ribs, it will never get soft, and it's just gonna make your ribs just not be great. It is very hard to do this with one hand, but I have got it going. Okay, I'm going to come back once this is all done, but you get the point. Here are my ribs with all the silver skin removed. It's a bit of work. You will probably drop a few F-bombs along the way. But it's important because that stuff's terrible. So now I'm making the rub. So we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Put in equal amount of smoked paprika. And I'm going to put in about 1/8 cup of white pepper. And the equal amount of black pepper. Buy some already ground. That would be my recommendation. Okay, good enough. And an equal amount of salt. I'm going to go about 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper. 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. you can see I've transferred them to this deeper pan, and I've put a little rack in here. It's not a perfect fit, but it's going to do exactly what we want. And we want these to steam, and what we're going to use is vinegar, because vinegar is going to just add a little bit extra zing to the taste, and it's going to make them so tender we can pull the bones right out. How about a cup of vinegar? So now I'm going to cover it in foil to try to give it as much of a steam-proof, airtight seal that I possibly can. So I'm putting this into a 300-degree oven for about 4 hours. So basically, cooking never stops. Ever. This is going to be amazing. This
Maybe.
is,
We'll see.
well, it sounds good. It's a brie, a whole brie, wrapped in prosciutto, wrapped then in phyllo pastry, and it's about to go in the oven.
No.
No, it's not about to go in the oven.
No, it's not. We're going to put it in the fridge for 30,
Oh!
do another egg wash, put it back in the fridge for another 30,
Wow.
and then in the oven.
Holy moly. The chili is still simmering away. It smells fantastic. Ribs are still in the oven. I'm not opening it.
How long do they?
They're going to be done in about an hour. Okay, this is your first time driving through kind of deep snow. It's been packed down for a couple days. So one thing you want to make sure when you're driving is never stop. Never stop at all. When you're in deep snow, you got to keep going. Because when you get stuck is when you stop driving. Now sometimes you have to because a car is coming. But if not, you just keep rolling. So here's going to be a little bit tough because the car is coming, of course. But like I said, don't stop. They seem to have stopped. So they don't know that rule, and they're on an uphill, so it's going to make it even harder for them. So move around, and hopefully, you can just keep going. Yep, go. It's not a stop. So there you go. Oh, that guy's speeding around the corner. So yeah, and you want to make sure you're not hitting those big ruts. And then once we're on this street, everything's fine. I mean, it's just slippery. Because now your treads are kind of full of snow, but these are brand new tires. They're super aggressive treads, so like they do have snow grip. They're not winter tires, but they're winter rated. They're snow rated. Good work.
Why are you turning that way?
I think we are both going in. I know what I want. What do you want? Just to change the scenery? Yeah. You want to roast some chestnuts?
Stupid.
They just taste like potatoes. They're not that great. When it comes to asparagus, I like thick ones. These ones are all very thin. They look about the best. Is that cold brew or iced coffee?
It's cold brew,
Oh,
but it's a mocha.
nice.
It's really good.
So like the milk is mixed in with it? Or,
It's,
yeah,
it's
milk?
pre-made, but it's almond milk.
Oh. Lobster claws.
Look,
Hmm.
lobster.
Lobster claws, $15? We got enough. You ever had one of those things at home where you're like, you're just positive, you'd bet $1,000 you had it. Well, that's what it was for us the other night with taco kit. And it's kind of what's going on right now with cranberries, almost, because I thought we had some and we don't. And now I'm trying to find them, and I'm not sure where they are. So we get to do every aisle. Get some strawberries, frozen strawberries, because we're going to turn it into a sauce for our waffles. Where do we get that Mickey waffle with the strawberries and whipped cream? The big Mickey waffle. Oh, yeah, Steakhouse 55 and Disneyland has it for oh yeah, but bananas. Sleepy Hollow has it. You probably have it at other places, but we've had it at Sleepy Hollow. I need a barbecue sauce. Michelle's just telling me she doesn't really like barbecue sauce. Bizarre. You're not generally, you and your mom aren't really picky, but there are things that we definitely don't see eye to eye on for food. Okay, I'm going to get something pretty basic so that I can kind of kick it up on my own. So I'm going to go for like the most basic one there is. Kraft original barbecue sauce. Flamin' hot barbecue? Oh yeah, they got some more of the sour cream and bacon chips. We were on a search party last night because I ate all of Michelle's and I felt guilty, so I had to go buy some more, and then they basically only had one bag left. Success. 2 for $4. Let's buy 2. Home, my darling. Home. Oh, yeah. I want to go home. Dollar store, please. Blah. There is a lineup to get in. That was my one thing I said. If there was a lineup, I'm not going in. No, it means the store is at capacity. I don't want to be in a store that's at capacity. That's the point. It's not just the lining up. It's the fact that the store is legally required to limit. Look at these piles of snow. I just wanted to point out that our car is a cooling rack. Okay, the ribs are out. Careful, this is steaming hot. Oh yeah. Like butter. I'm gonna let those cool a bit, and then I'm gonna try to pull out all the bones. These are incredible. They're chewy ginger cookies. So good. Now I gotta make the barbecue sauce. It's gonna go on the McRib, and it's gonna be way better than McDonald's. I don't know, about a cup of just some cheap, regular old barbecue sauce. The first thing we're adding, some chopped up chipotle. Maple syrup. And then this is just a little bit more of that rub mix. I'm just going to integrate that in to the sauce. There we go. I just thought of one more thing to add. A little bit of bourbon. Not a lot. Oh yeah, and check out the brie. Of course, there's two other things that go on a McRib. You need white onions and pickles. So the part you did not see required all of my hands. I pulled out all the bones. That's how tender these are. You ever deboned ribs? I never have before. But I'll tell you, I learned something just now. Flip them over. Yeah, you want them this way. You see how much easier that is? Well, I didn't show you the other way because it was just too hard. This is way easier. Kind of looks like a McRib. So Michelle just had one, no sauce. This one for Charmaine is no pickles. Mine's going to be completely traditional. Okay, so I'm putting mine together. Already coated it with my special sauce. Onions. Pickles. I hear Jackson Tracker in the background. Pickles, love pickles. Yum. Well, here it is. Wow. Okay, just cut this in half. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. That's ridiculous. That was really good. That was fantastic. Yum! You didn't think I forgot about the chili. This is Walt Disney's chili. Or kind of like the chili you'd get at Carnation Café. So we got the chili. Sprinkle of cheese. Some plum tomatoes chopped up. And some sour cream. And there we have it, Walt Disney's chili. Basically the kind of chili you'd get at Carnation Café. And even with the saltines, just like Walt liked it. Alrighty guys. That is quite the pile of snow. So much snow. But it's really nice today. It's 5 degrees Celsius. You know what that means? That's right. I'm walking in shorts on Christmas Eve. 2020. Weirdest year ever. Some rough terrain, eh guys? Good thing you're 4x4. Come on, Sass. Hop like a bunny. Well, that's it for today. Today is Christmas Eve. So the next video will be starting kind of right after this one. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Thanks for watching. Bye.